Not only will I be talking about my dream wedding, but I'll also show you it through my dream wedding soup. Well, obviously not this one because that would be a very short video. Alright, cue the intro. Hey folks, welcome to Late Night Snack. I'm your host, Jared Lendy. Let's talk. I have a little fun fact for you. The logo for the Kitchen Life of Jared is inspired by the Lendy family crest from the Swiss side of my family. In Switzerland, Lendy is spelled L-E-N-D-I. They ended up changing it to a Y because when they immigrated here from Switzerland to America, they found out that the Italians weren't treated that well, so they didn't want to be associated with the Italians. It's funny that a few generations later that my dad actually married someone who's 100% Italian, so cheers to irony. We have a lot of traditions with our Italian family. For instance, I talk with my hands sometimes, and for some reason you're forced to act more Italian once there's more than 2 to 3 Italian people present. But for some reason, at least in my neck of the woods, we never have Italian wedding soup at actual Italian weddings. Our family averages about 3 weddings a year, so I'm not only going to show you how to make my dream wedding soup, but I'm also going to show you my dream wedding. When you have about 26 years of experience being single, you get a few ideas here and there. Before we get started, I'm just going to say right here, I'm not a fan of the whole cancel culture movement, and I know there are a bunch of you that are going to berate my future wife for not following any of the stuff that I have here. So this is a disclaimer to make sure that you do not attack my future wife online for this stuff. She'll probably be going through a lot right now. I mean, she's engaged to me. What do you expect? See, honey, I'm defending you, and I don't even know if you exist. That's true love right there. All right, let's get started. The union of the bride and groom are actually represented by the 2 meats that I put in the meatballs themselves. There's the normal side, which is represented by ground beef, and then there's the crazy side, represented by Italian sausage. If you don't know which side is the crazy one, chances are it's your side. For future reference, I think I know that the crazy side is going to be my side. Exhibit A is this entire video. Now, there are a bunch of binders and fillers that go into the actual meatballs. However, I have a separate meatball recipe that you can check out right here, and it requires viewers like you. Thank you. It's all in a simple bowl, which represents the simple church service that I would like during the wedding. My pastor always says that the main thing that happens on the wedding day is that you're married. That's all that matters. And in this case for the meatballs, the main thing that happens is if meatballs are made. I think that's about right. I now pronounce this thoroughly mixed. Now the meatballs that are formed represent the guest list. Not many, quite a few, but since you're in an Italian wedding, it's often doubled, sometimes even tripled, because your mom has to include that one Italian relative that's your 5th cousin twice removed. Kind of confusing. That's why we have an Excel spreadsheet that we pass around the entire family for the guest list. Next up is the stock, which is the location of the wedding. And let's be honest right here, you're basically searching for a place that has the best price for chicken, which is why I represent it with my favorite chicken stock recipe. Step 1, get a pot of water boiling. Step 2, add some of this in there. Listen, you can make an amazing chicken stock, which will probably take like half a day of your life to make. Or you can take the easy way out and have Italian wedding soup within a couple hours. Me, I'm going for convenience for this, but you can do what you want, whatever floats your boat. Look at this. Pretty good chicken stock that took like 1/8 of the time to make it. What do you think, Dad?
But it's not real.
Yes, it is. I bought it. I bought the better than bouillon, Dad.
Yeah. You need a real chicken.
Okay. Maybe we can do that in Cooking with Dad. What happened to that? That's what I like to call setup for a future video, folks. Now here's the part where the meatballs go in the stock. This kind of represents the way that the bridal party is announced and they take your seats. Now, from the late 2000s to present day, I've noticed that the bridal party makes, let's say, creative ways to do their walk-up. Like, some people moonwalk, some people do some outdated meme references, whatever. I'm here today to tell you that the best walk-up is just walking. Please stop this. It's all been done. None of you have been original since 2015. I almost cried when my brother did the dab unironically at one of my cousin's weddings. At that moment, I knew he was the dad. The Crocs kind of gave it away, but so did the 3 kids. But what can you do? My wedding, I just want a simple walk up for everybody. Actually, no, scratch that. You know what would be cool? Actually, if we got the 90s Bulls music to play, and then the DJ just goes, and now, here's your starting lineup for the Lendy wedding. You know what I'm talking about, like the 93 Bulls music. That's the one. Yeah, and then we just give a basket to the entire bridal party, and then they just shoot it as they walk down. That'll be epic. Wait, what was I doing? Oh yeah, the meatballs. They go in the pot. Next is your leafy green vegetable of choice. You either have escarole or you have spinach. I've seen different recipes for different things online. Kind of reminds me of the whole band versus DJ debate. Now, I'm able to find escarole, but if you can't find any, spinach will do just as well. Same thing with the band or the DJ. I'm a fan of bands, but I'm cool with DJs being present also. I know what you guys are thinking. This looks like a lot of the escarole, but don't worry, it's gonna wilt down, so there's not gonna be a lot. Now all you have to do is just add the pasta and wait for it to cook. This one I'm using right here is called acini di pepe, which is a small, tiny, spherical type of pasta. I like adding it into here because not only is it tiny, but the starch that's gonna release on it is gonna actually thicken the soup quite nicely. This represents all the small things you want at a wedding, which it's the type of song that you want at the wedding, which is different details on the dinner, etc. Some parts that I want for my dream wedding, which I probably know is never gonna happen. I want like a breakfast themed menu. Here Comes the Bride will be playing, but only if it's the version that I play on Wii Music. Also like pizza and ice cream like later in the night, which would be epic. Also, I'd probably put it in the wedding soup too because I wouldn't have a video without it. So, speaking of which, let's check on it right now. Oh yeah, this looks perfect. Let's get a bowl and try some of this. Just look at this. You got your meatballs, you got your pasta, you got your chicken stock, you got your green stuff. What more do you want? And here you have it. The perfect wedding soup for the perfect possible future wedding. Really good. That's all the time we have for tonight, folks. Until next time, I'm Jared Lendy with Late Night Snack. Good night. Well, future wife, it looks like that I embarrassed you quite a bit with this video, so you might just want to click off this video and get on with your way. Love you. Jared, is she gone? Okay, I'm cool with whatever you do with the wedding, but make sure you do the walk-up thing, okay? Make sure you get the basketballs and everything. I don't care whatever you do. You can even disregard this entire soup